What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while since I made a video, probably a month. I'm a little different, got my hair done. I really like the way it looks now, feel like a new man, or I'm just going through a midlife crisis. But today is a very special day because I picked up something for the S2000. And before I get into that, I know you guys are probably wondering what happened to the stop text. I installed the stop text and I had a lot of issues with rubbing the rotor itself. It's really massive. And it was hitting the lower control arm on the passenger side, and I wasn't sure if I had, like, you know, a bent arm or something was off, or was it an AP2 kit or something like that. Turns out they do recommend people who upgrade their brakes to run a lower ball joint that pushes the hub out, which, you know, thus returning, which in return pushes the rotor out. And the only place where it was really rubbing was when I was turning left and right. The rotor kind of pivots in and it just slightly grazes the lower control arm. I'll put a photo in so you can see. It wasn't that bad. I literally played around with it, took it apart, put it back together, took it apart, put it back together like 3 times, and then I just realized, you know what, I gotta get these lower arms. And what I ended up picking up were the hard race ones. I bought hard race spacers for my rear axles, which I installed already, and you'll see it later in this video when we go under the car. And same with the hard race front lower ball joints, or there's a technical name for it. I'll put it in the video when I find it out. But it did fix the problem. It gave me another negative 1 or 2 degree of camber through the bottom, and it cleared the rotor of any kind of rubbing whatsoever. So one day I was on Facebook and someone listed a Mugen exhaust, a V2. So it's not the V1, which is very rare for an AP for the S2000. A V2 is for the AP2, so it's a lot bigger canister with a shorter tip, but I love it because it's titanium. It's got a burnt tips on it, just very subtle, and I got it for a really good deal. And I needed something. I've had the ISF, I had my Integra, my TSX, and my Skyline, and all of them had exhaust. The S2000, I've never bought exhaust for it. Even when I had it done in phase 1 didn't even have an exhaust. I just wasn't sure which one I wanted. I wanted an HKS dual, which probably around $600, but I just waited and I found the Mugen for really cheap locally. Picked it up, and now we're gonna try to put it on the car. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what it looks like, and it looks phenomenal in person. So guys, here is the canister. Very straightforward. You get one pipe and then the second muffler to bolt on, and it should be good to go. From what I read online, you don't need gaskets for this. Apparently it should seal itself very well. Just looking at the design, I think it's designed to just be bolted and sealed. People say it was a really easy install. I'm hoping it is. I mean, it's a Honda, everything should be very straightforward, and I'm just more excited to see what it sounds like, or hear what it sounds like. And here's another glimpse of the stop text. Still shiny, looking brand new. That ceramic coat is doing a great job. There are some brake dust on that. You can see the wheel looking a little tired, but yes, the car is coming along. And everything is really subtle. This is the epitome of OEM plus. To make it look OEM, but with pizzazz. So this is the muffler here. You can see titanium welds. This canister is titanium. I want to say this is steel, and it probably is. This is a steel pipe with a titanium muffler. But I tell you, it weighs nothing. So I'm gonna shed around 30 pounds from stock, just converting to the Mugen 2. But man, it looks good. If anyone's wondering here, I guess it broke off at one point, and the previous owner of the one I bought it from, he welded on some reinforcement plates. As you can see, there's none here, but you know, it happens. So I'm okay with it. I still got it for a really good deal, I think. And we're gonna go ahead and lift this car up, take the stock exhaust off, which I know is gonna be a pain in the ass because it's like all one piece, and let's go to town. Alright, as you can see, I'm breaking a sweat. We already got the car up through the back, I just jacked it up a little bit further down from the jacking point just to get a jack under there, or jack stand. Copy the other side, very careful. I put a piece of wood in the front, but I also used the jack and I kind of placed it on the rear differential. Not too much, just enough to keep it there in case something were to happen. At least it's like a backup. I'm gonna try to stay as safe as possible. But getting underneath the car, as you guys can see, OEM AP1 exhaust. Let me show you guys the spacers. As you can see, the blue spacers, they're from Hard Race. I picked that up from my buddy. They work very, very well. It's 2 pieces, so you know you have, it's kind of easy to install. To be honest with you, I do recommend having impact, an impact with compressed air or breaker bar, or if it's on the lift, really take your time to take those bolts out. They do strip easily, but thank God the new ones, the Hard Race does come with their own bolt with some thread locker on there. As you can see, the blue. This was a little hard to get to the passenger side, so the only reason why is because of the exhaust. So first things first is trying to see what I gotta unbolt, and seems like a lot of stuff, to be honest with you. I guess I gotta remove this supporting beam first, and then I can get to the bolts down there. Once I get to the bolts, everything else is pretty much just messing with the rubber hangers and hoping all of this comes off easily and I don't die. Alright, we got a few bolts in. Got 2 14mm on both sides and 2 10mm holding up the gas tank canister thing, that little plastic thing. So time for a Bud Light break. Definitely gonna need it, because what I'm planning to do is just leave 1 14mm in there, and I'm gonna slide that support beam down or over, to the front, and then we can start working on loosening up the bolts on the OEM cat. So gonna be here a while, guys. Meanwhile, I want you guys to let me know how you like the hair. If you like it, thumbs up. If you do, if you don't like it, just leave a comment that you don't. That way there's no dislikes, because we don't like that negative energy on this channel. So do me a favor. Okay, after a grizzling 15 minutes, 20 minutes, I actually got the exhaust out. Kind of a pain in the ass, but there it is. Now I gotta somehow move it around the garage, move it out of the way, and install the Mugen. Alright guys, so it's been another day. I only had a few hours to work on the car that day, and that really kicked my ass, taking that stock exhaust off. Just because I was doing it by myself, and you gotta pull the hangers, and you're underneath the car's only like a foot off the ground. It's really sketch. But we were here another day in the morning, just woken up, and I realized that I can't run my AP1, or I shouldn't run my AP1 exhaust hangers, because they're single. And what I mean by that is they look like this. They only have 2 holes in it, whereas the AP2 exhaust has the 2 hangers. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mount it up anyway, bolt it right up, see how everything fits. And between the 2 hangers, I'm gonna see which side hangs better with the AP1 bumper. I know a lot of people said, or people are saying that it will rub the bumper, it might even burn it. That's my biggest concern, but for the time being, just mounting it up and having it sit under the car, that's fine with me. I can pick up the AP2 hangers later from my buddy or whoever would like to get it for me, but I can get them. Right now I just want it done. I work tomorrow, it's gonna be a long week, and I just want to get it on the car and see what it sounds like. I think it's gonna work out. We'll see. Just anyone that's getting anything AP2 related to playing AP1, just realize there might be some things that are different now that I'm finding out. I guess I kind of lost motivation the other day when I was taking the exhaust off and realizing wasn't gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount this exhaust on, and we're gonna be right back. Hopefully everything goes very smooth. All right guys, after some fiddling, it is on. AP1 hangers do work, and it does kind of keep it centered. As you can see, might be slightly off to a little bit. I've tried playing with both sides. It's either one is perfect and the other one's slightly off, and that's the best I can do. But it looks really good. Pretty straightforward install. Just take your time, be careful. Like I said, it is kind of sketch doing it on the floor. Alright, let's turn this thing on, see what it sounds like. Alright, just first impressions, I think it sounds okay. It's a little deeper than OEM, and that's what I really wanted. I didn't want something too obnoxious. But it sounds pretty good, guys. Giant little canisters, but it's fine. Looks pretty good. Now, one thing I did notice about the exhaust, just revving it right there real quick for the first time, something does sound a little raspy in there. Could be the stuffing inside the Mugen mufflers. I did kind of hear a rattle when I was picking it up and going to install it. I don't know if that's a common thing or not, but it's not going to bother me too much. To me, it sounds pretty good. It's pretty solid as well, and just ready to go drive the car. So I'm going to probably cruise around a little bit today with that, and hopefully it sounds pretty good. I'll try to get some GoPro footages of it on the inside of the car, see if it's any drone or not, but I really doubt it. It sounds pretty good. So let's get this car on the ground, and we'll do another quick walk around before we end the video. It looks so good, guys. It doesn't even stick out that much either. You see that? Very sleek. See the titanium burnt tips there? Trying to focus in. It's pretty badass. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just want to do a quick install and show you guys the process, rather than, you know, having to put it on and explain it later that I bought it and did it and didn't record it. So it's not a great video, not the best DIY video, but S2000 exhaust is pretty straightforward. Just take your time with it and don't try to beat things up just to get things through. Plan it out with everything that you do on this car. Anyone else that's looking to buy this exhaust, just know it's not really loud. It's actually kind of quiet, which I like. So anyways, I'll see you guys on the next video. Hopefully we get some more parts for this car. Hopefully we make more videos for this car. And yeah, trying to wait for this COVID to be over so we can start going to car meets and stuff. So peace.